Travis Kelce sat in the dimly lit studio, the hum of the microphones filling the air as he prepared for another episode of his podcast. Today, the atmosphere felt different. A weight hung over the usual banter. As he adjusted his headphones, his mind drifted to the recent news swirling around the Diddy case. It had captivated the public's attention, sending shockwaves through the music industry and beyond. Today's topic is a tough one, Travis began, his voice steady but carrying an undertone of sorrow. The revelations coming out about Diddy are heart-shattering. He paused, collecting his thoughts, aware that this discussion would resonate with many listeners. He could feel the gravity of the situation, a mix of disappointment and concern for someone he had once admired. As he spoke, Travis reflected on the impact of fame, especially in the world of hip-hop. Diddy, an icon, had been a beacon for many aspiring artists, a figure who represented success. But now, the allegations cast a long shadow over his legacy. It's a harsh reminder of how quickly things can change, Travis noted, his fingers tapping nervously on the desk. One moment you're on top of the world, and the next, everything unravels. Listeners tuned in, captivated by the unfolding narrative. Travis shared insights from his own experiences in the spotlight, emphasizing the importance of accountability. "We need to hold our heroes to a standard," he said. "When they fall, it affects all of us. It's not just about the individual, it's about the message it sends." The podcast audience could hear the passion in his voice, the desire for a deeper conversation about responsibility and integrity. As the episode continued, Travis invited a guest, a close friend and fellow athlete, to share his perspective. They discussed the implications of the allegations, not just for Diddy but for the industry as a whole. "We've seen this before," his friend pointed out. "It's a cycle that repeats itself, and it's exhausting. We need to change the narrative." Their dialogue shifted from shock to a call for action, emphasizing the need for support systems and transparency. Travis shifted the conversation to the fans, acknowledging their role in the music ecosystem. "We have to be critical consumers," he urged. "It's easy to get swept away by the glitz and glamour, but we must look deeper." He emphasized that the power of music lies not just in its ability to entertain, but in its capacity to influence culture and shape values. The audience was with him, their reactions flooding in through social media, echoing the sentiments he shared. As the podcast drew to a close, Travis reflected on the lessons learned from this tumultuous situation. "It's a moment for introspection," he concluded. "We need to ask ourselves what we stand for and how we can uplift one another." His voice softened, the weight of the conversation settling in. "Let's hope for healing, for Diddy, for the victims, and for all of us navigating this complex world." When the recording ended, Travis leaned back in his chair, exhaling slowly. He knew that today's episode would spark conversations far beyond the studio. The echoes of their discussion would ripple through the community, a reminder of the fragile nature of fame and the importance of truth. In a world where silence often reigns, he hoped that their voices would inspire change.